Provide the citizens with the services they require or lose your license to function. Comcast out of business. Allegiant out of business. United Airlines out of business. American Airlines out of business. I don't care. There'll be somebody else who will pick up the gauntlet and carry out the business. But if you, the people who hold the public trust and have the public licenses, will not and refuse to provide the services that we require, then lose your licenses. And I think Donald J. Trump, our president, should take away the licenses of American Airlines, United Airlines, Allegiant. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter to me. Frontier Airlines, I don't care. Emirates, if they will not provide the services required, then they lose their license to function and they go out of business, and that's the way it is. Tough noogies on you, as I used to say as a child. Tough luck on you. Do it or die. Do it or die. And my dear friends, I know it sounds angry because I'm angry. I'm angry. And I hope I'm expressing your anger because I think we have to become angry. Passivity, the time for passive compliance is over. You know, I'm a Christian. I belong to a Christian congregation, and my Christian congregation has said from the beginning that we voluntarily comply with the government's request to stop holding religious services. Well, that's not the truth. We're trying to sugarcoat the facts. The facts are that the government of New Jersey, where my congregation is, forced us by edict, not by legislation, not by legal action, but by some kind of tyrannical Gestapo Nazi tactic, globalist fear tactic, to shut us down by stint of executive order. But we did that. We said, okay, for the good of all, for the good of the community, for the good of the nation, we will shut down. Well, it's been many, many weeks, my friend, and there's no longer any reason why we should give up our civil liberties, give up our right to gather, give up our right to free speech, give up our right to redress the government, give up our right to move at liberty with each other. And so now I am encouraging the congregation to which I belong to assert itself and to fight back against this maybe well-intentioned action, but having very much unintended and negative consequences. And we still have time. Let's assert ourselves. Let's say we need barbershops. We need retail stores. We need other services. We need to be able to walk outside without a mask. We need to be able to swim in the ocean. We need to be able to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, and how we want to do it, and the risks are ours. I'm not going to sue the government. If I swim in a pool or go to a beach or swim in the ocean or go to a congregational meeting or whatever and I get COVID-19, I'm not going to go ahead and hire a lawyer and sue the government. That's absurd. That's absurd. But there seems to be this fear that I'm going to do that. But believe me, I know of people who have tried to sue the government. It never works. So forget that whole thing. And as far as businesses are concerned, the president and others have taken actions to protect them from frivolous and meaningless and silly lawsuits claiming that if I entered your retail establishment and then subsequently got COVID-19, it's the retail establishment's fault. No, it isn't. It's your fault. You went out, you went to the street, you went shopping, you got COVID-19. That's your problem. Just like the flu or the measles or the mumps or the cold, the common cold, whatever it's going to be. So, my dear friends, let's get out there. I really want to say this. Let's get out there and let's fight for our freedom and our dignity and our integrity and the American way and all that it means to be a free citizen of the United States of America in this our day, 2020. Again, friends, I want to thank you. If you want to contact me, I ask you to, if your podcast of this has a like button, and not everybody does, but if you do, please like this broadcast. Number 2, if you have a comment and your app allows for comments, send me a comment. I will respond. I will respond. Thirdly, share this with others. If you think it's meaningful, I mean, you think this is dribble and stupid and meaningless, okay, why would you share it? That would be foolish. But if you think it has even an element of meaning or a spark of encouragement or some form of ground of being for other people, then share it, please, because we have to grow this ministry. I'm not asking for money. I don't ask for money. I hope the day will come when I can ask for money, when I have a staff. If I had a general manager, if I had a program director, if I had all this and so on and so forth and so on, I could ask for money, but I don't have that, so I'm not going to ask you for a dime. But I'm going to ask for your support. I'm going to ask for your prayers. I'm going to ask for your help. I'm going to ask for you extending this to other people through sharing. I'm going to ask you to continue to download this as often as you see it. I can't do this every single day. I have a life. I have a job. I have responsibilities beyond myself. And believe me, it consumes a tremendous amount of my day. I squeeze this in the car, in the garage before I go inside, immediately after dinner, wherever I can. Now, let me call out some kudos. Don Bongino. Awesome, Don Bongino. If you're not listening to Don Bongino on YouTube, the Don Bongino podcast, do it because he's awesome. Epic Times. I'm a subscriber to Epic Times. I'm not getting paid a dime for this thing, but Epic Times, awesome newspaper, awesome insight, awesome reporting. And then the standards. Rush Limbaugh. If you're not listening to the Rush Limbaugh, you should. Rush Limbaugh show. My good friend Hannity. Hannity is awesome, oftentimes very repetitious, and sometimes stresses me because of the repetition and hammers away at the repetition, but that's okay. Hannity. And then Tucker Carlson. I like Tucker. My wife is very much a Tucker Carlson person, but I like him, but I'm not sure that Tucker is in the Trump camp. Now, why do I say that? Does he have to be in the Trump camp? Yes. For me, he does. Now, you can say, well, he can be in the middle. He can be left and right and left. No, maybe he can. I don't agree with that. Okay, let's jump over Tucker Carlson. He's not my favorite. Laura Ingraham, a brave soul, a prophetess, a person of integrity and dignity, and a courageous reporter at the cutting edge of the future edge of the very tip of the spear in terms of what's happening today. If I listen to no one else, I will listen to Laura Ingraham. Laura Ingraham is awesome. And please, she's late at night, but, listen to her on a podcast or on your phone or whatever you got, because Laura Ingraham is worth listening to. She is, in my opinion, the most significant person to be listened to anywhere, anytime. No doubt about it. Laura Ingraham. Now, my good friend James Woods on Twitter, wonderful guy. Love him. Love to meet him sometime. I like his tweets. I'm glad he's back. I give him a lot of kudos. And I just want, if I haven't mentioned it, I don't have a script right now. Black conservative patriot. Black conservative patriot. This guy is awesome. Black conservative patriot gives us great insight, gives us the latest news, and gives us an absolutely wonderful, in-depth analysis of what's happening and why it's happening and how it's happening. So, my dear friends, having said these shout-outs, I want to thank you. My God, please, sweet Jesus. And now that may offend you. I know that, but I said it anyway. That's who I am. I know there are people that, why do you say that? It's true. That's how I feel. So with that being said, I want to close this podcast. I want to thank you for listening. I want to ask you to like it if you have a like button. I want to ask you to comment on it if you have that ability on your app. And then also I ask you to contact me at the Frederick, Frederick, the Frederick Henry, Henry, the Frederick Henry Show, SHOW.wordpress.com, a free website that I use because I don't have any money. I'm not asking you for money, but I have no money. So if you can help me by at least liking this or sharing it or sending me a message through that link, that would be awesome. Awesome, my friends. Awesome. Believe me, as we build up together a new America starting in 2020, this new America is going to be America that loves freedom, loves expression, and cherishes all the values that we have won over a long period of time as citizen voters and citizen patriots of America, the United States of America. And maybe we can help South America and Africa and others to be like us, to be lovers of freedom, fighters for freedom, and defenders of freedom in South America and in Africa and in Europe against the hordes that are coming out of Northern Africa who would enslave us to a religious political system that enslaves us to the key issue for that religion is submission. Look it up. Submission. Okay, my friends, this is Frederick Henry. You're listening to The Frederick Henry Show. I thank you very much for listening. God bless.